Hey, it's Karolyn. How you doing? I really hope you're well. So I wanted to come on today and just spend a few minutes telling you a little bit about my story and why I do what I do. But the reason I'm sharing it is because I think it would be very relevant to you as well, and that's why I wanted to share it. So a little bit about me. I'm a working mum. I was that mum for a long time, like so many of us, that was constantly juggling and trying to strike the balance that actually you realise is pretty much impossible to strike. You know, you're trying to be the present mum, you're trying to do all the school runs, be there for all the school plays, you know, take them to all the after school clubs, but you also are trying to work and earn a living and pay the bills and, you know, put the food on the table and, you know, all of that stuff. And actually you realise when you say it out loud how exhausting it is trying to find that balance that, quite frankly, doesn't really exist. We never find it, do we? You know, whilst ever we are tied to a job and the wage that we earn, that will always have to come first. And so we never find that balance. We're always chasing our tail. We're always stressed with something, worrying about something. And that was a big thing for me. I didn't want to continue being that stressed out mum that, you know, was trying to do it all and apparently, you know, not doing any of it well. So I wanted to be present for my daughter. Yes, absolutely. But I wanted to earn my own money, and I wanted to earn good money. You know, I didn't just want to get by. I didn't just want to make ends meet. You know, and one of the main reasons was because I didn't want to set that example for my daughter. I didn't want my daughter to think that, you know, the only thing that she is going to be able to do is just get by, you know, and just have enough to kind of make it through to the end of the month. So I wanted to earn my own money. I wanted to earn good money. I wanted my own financial independence. I didn't want to have to rely on someone else or something else for my income. And so for me, it was about taking back that control, actually taking control of something I'd probably never really had control of in the first place, because I'd always been employed, I'd always had a job, I'd always had a boss. And do you know what? You're always beholden to that boss, aren't you? You have to do what they say, you have to be where they want you to be, you have to be at your desk on time, you have to blah, 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 blah. So I had to change something. I had to change something. And that something meant thinking outside the box. It didn't just mean going and getting another job. You know, another job wasn't going to be any more flexible than any other job I'd had before. So I had to think outside the box. I had to look for other ways. And I found other ways, not just one way, but other ways that I never knew existed. But once I'd seen them, I couldn't unsee them. There was no going back for me. And so here I am, however many years later, 7, nearly 8 years later, from kind of, you know, seeing that thing, seeing that there was a different way, realizing that I could take that control and, you know, do things on my own terms and set the example I wanted to set for my daughter. And now I pay that forward. I show other people, other mums, other dads, how they can do the same, because the more I talk about it, the more I realise that there are so many other people out there like me who realise they're not finding that balance. They're trying to do the impossible by fitting into the mould of having a job and working for a wage. So the reason I wanted to share all of that today is because if any of that sounds like you, you know, if you are that parent that doesn't feel that they're doing well at anything, if you are that parent that's constantly striving for a balance that doesn't exist, you know, if you're constantly feeling like you're working for a boss or an employer that just doesn't understand everything that you're trying to juggle as a working parent, you know, if you know, all the school holidays come around and you just can't figure out how to be everything to everybody, because quite frankly, who can be, then you're the person I'm speaking to. You're the person who, like me, just needs to think outside the box, just needs to look at a different way. And there are ways out there, I promise you. That happened for me 8 years ago, and I have not looked back. I do not recognise my work-life balance now compared to what it looked like when I was working a job, in so many different and better ways. So, as you can tell, I'm very passionate about it. That's why I'm here. And I want other people to benefit from the same thing I've benefited from. So, with all of that said, if that's you, if you want to be that parent that thinks outside the box, looks at something different, takes control to change the circumstances for the better, and set better example to your children about what life's about. Life isn't just about working to earn money and pay bills. And yet so many of us fall into that trap. Let's get out of that trap, and let's truly live life and show the kids that we're here to live life, not just work and pay bills. That's me for today. I will be back again soon talking to you about what I do, but I just wanted to take that time today to share with you where I've come from, so that you know that it can do the same for you. The link is in my bio to take a look at what I do. There is no pressure, no expectation. There's no sales funnel that you're going to fall into. You're not suddenly going to be bombarded by sales calls or sales emails. It's just a link where you can go, grab a cuppa, watch a video, and decide for yourself if you are ready to step outside the box and go and do something different. Go and do something better. Take control and change so that your future looks brighter for you and the kids. Go and click that link in my bio. I'll see you again soon.